Good morning. Listen, have you ever heard the term learn, unlearn, and relearn? I've heard it many times because Bob Proctor used to say it quite a bit. So if you haven't heard it or not sure what it means, I'm going to try to put it in perspective for you, at least the way I see it, because it is crucial, especially now. And really, we've relearned a lot of different ways of doing things in the last so many years. So let's start with learning. We grow up, we're babies, we learn from our parents, we learn how society works, we learn how to deal with all kinds of issues. We are taught certain belief systems, and this is how we go. We go to school, we learn how to do math, we learn how to do certain things. And then as adults, this carries on. So we think that what we were taught is the way to be, right? But if I look back, the way I used to do math in school is certainly not the way they do math now. So at some point, somebody unlearned the math method that was taught years and years ago and relearned a new way of doing it. And I'm just using math. I don't even know why I'm using that as an example, but it is an example. So it's basically getting at a point in our life where we're starting to reflect a little bit more on our belief system, on what we think, and understanding, okay, is this really reality, or is it just because of that's how my parents were taught, or that's how school was back in the day? We need to start thinking for ourselves and going, okay, maybe there's a better way. Maybe we should be thinking differently. Maybe I can speak to myself differently, change my thought process. You know, we've come a long way from the horse and buggy, for example, or the telephone and things like that. So obviously, that was the way they were doing things back in the day. Along the way, someone unlearned that process and relearned a new way of doing things. And here we are. We're benefiting from those experiences. So it's a matter of curiosity, right? And maybe it's also not only in the way we do things, but pay attention to maybe something like when people say, well, we've always done it this way. That is really being stuck in our belief system. And the only way to change our belief system is to start changing our way of thinking. So it's also on how we talk to ourselves. For example, being a woman, society talks about, well, women are never paid as much as men, or women can't do a man's job. Society talks like this, right? So we go through life believing that. But why not, if I'm smart enough to think for myself, I can say, well, no, I'm smart. I can accomplish anything I want. And I have done many things that most men can do. And I've reached different levels. So it's a way of thinking. For example, also, like mental health is such a big issue right now. The way we've been doing things is giving medication to people that are suffering with mental health. Well, maybe we need to start looking at different ways of tackling this issue, right? So learning something, unlearning it, unlearn the way it's been treated, and relearn a new method. And that's how we grow. That's how we accomplish different results in life. That's how we become successful, by telling ourselves, by talking to ourselves, and understanding that money doesn't grow on trees. Absolutely not. I've learned that if I work, if I have certain ethics, if I'm authentic, if I get up in the morning and do what I have to do, well, I make my own money, right? We've always thought that, well, maybe my job doesn't pay enough, so I can't accomplish different results. I can't be successful like other people. How about thinking, okay, well, that's maybe the way I was brought up to believe, but maybe I can start thinking, oh, well, maybe I have hobbies. Maybe I have something that I could do on the side as a side hustle, as a hobby to make extra money. And then different results come along. So we've learned something, we have to unlearn and relearn new ways. It's curiosity. Curiosity brings creativity. And that's what life is all about. But if we're all so stuck on how we've learned things our entire life and think that that's the only way it's gonna be, it has to be, then we're never gonna relearn new ways. And we are in very fast changing times right now, and we have no choice but to say, 4 plus 2 makes 6 or 3 plus 3 makes 6. It's the same results, just a different way. And it's a belief system. So I hope this helps. Maybe you can share your own thoughts or what you've changed over the years as far as your belief system. Learned, you've unlearned it, and you've learned a new way. That would be interesting because maybe we can help other people. Maybe we can all help each other. Anyways, TGIF, it's Friday, August 9th, I believe. And some rain coming this weekend. Have a great weekend, guys. And think about it. Process, reflect on things. Learn, unlearn, relearn something new. Have a great day, guys. Denise Beaupre with Rise Above with Denise Beaupre.